Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's DJ Modi here coming to you again here on What You Say Radio. Appreciate everybody tuning in, locking in as always. So the breaking news is that President Biden has decided to pardon his son, Hunter Biden. Surprise, surprise. From clearing him of all charges or convictions that he had from gun charges and as well as tax evasion. Now, he was scheduled to be sentenced on December 12th, as you can see. And so Biden is getting ready to turn over office here next month. And so, he didn't want to leave his son's fate in the hands of Donald Trump, President-elect Donald Trump, who has in the past promised retribution to those who he feel like did him wrong. So, Joe Biden, President Biden didn't want to take a chance to leave his son's fate in President-elect Trump's hands. So is it a surprise? I'm not surprised at all. I mean, let's think about it. If you were a parent and you were in that position, would you pardon your kid on your way out? If you had the opportunity, would you pardon your person? Would you pardon your family member? All right. So I'm not really surprised about it. A lot of people are upset because rightfully so. He did go against his word. Back in June, July timeframe, President Biden said he would not pardon his son. He said there will be no pardon. And so he has reneged on that and is doing what he said. So I can see why a lot of people will be upset that he isn't sticking with his words. So let me know what your thoughts are. Leave some comments. Leave your feedback in the comment section, and I'll keep y'all posted. Thank you for tuning in with DJ Modi. What you say?
So President Biden's very surprised announcement last night that he is going to pardon his son Hunter, despite saying before that he would never do that. Hunter Biden was facing possible prison time in two separate cases, which the president claims were tainted by partisan politics. Ed O'Keefe is at the White House with more on this story. Ed, good morning. Some people say not a surprise, but interesting. What are you saying?
Well, it sure is interesting, Gail. That's right. Good happy Monday morning to you. The president is en route this morning to Angola, but that trip to Africa will be overshadowed by this pardon. In a statement issued last night before flying to Africa, the president said he believed his son had been, quote, selectively and unfairly prosecuted. He added later, quote, I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. When Hunter Biden was convicted of 3 felonies in a Delaware federal gun possession case back in June, the president vowed,
I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
And just after the election, the White House vowed again it wouldn't happen.
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
But now, with just weeks left in the Biden presidency, amid threats by President-elect Trump and his allies to continue pursuing investigations against Hunter Biden, the president said he would pardon his son, calling the cases against him a miscarriage of justice. Adding, no reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's case can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son. And that is wrong. The sweeping pardon now clears Hunter Biden of all crimes he's committed or may have committed over 10 years between January 1st, 2014 and December 1st, 2024. The decision came after the president returned from a Thanksgiving weekend trip with the Biden family in Nantucket, and weeks before Hunter Biden faced sentencing in that federal gun case in Delaware and a federal tax evasion case in California. Hunter's attorneys released a statement widely seen as a last-ditch attempt to convince the president to pardon his son, describing his legal battle as a 7-year saga. Sunday night, IRS Special Agent Joseph Ziegler, who blew the whistle on Hunter's tax case, said politics had nothing to do with Biden's prosecution.
I think it's important that the American public knows that this wasn't any different than any other criminal tax case that we work. He knowingly and willfully filed false tax returns, and that's criminal. That's a felony violation.
It's not the first time a sitting president has pardoned someone close to them. Bill Clinton did so for his younger half-brother Roger, who'd served time on drug charges. And during his first term, then President Trump granted clemency to his son-in-law Jared Kushner's father, Charles Kushner. He had pleaded guilty to tax evasion, campaign finance crimes, and witness tampering. On Saturday, Trump said he plans to nominate Charles Kushner. to be his ambassador to France. In his own statement released Sunday, Hunter Biden said he'd taken responsibility for his past mistakes. Quote, "I will never take the clemency I've been given today for granted and will devote the life I have rebuilt to helping those who are still sick and suffering." Gail?
Hey, Ed, I know that Donald Trump has weighed in. What is he saying?
Yeah, a few things. In a statement on his Truth Social website last night, Trump called the pardon, quote, "an abuse and miscarriage of justice." And he also wondered whether Biden's pardon would apply to those charged or convicted of crimes related to the January 6, 2021 assault on the U.S. Capitol. Another hint, Trump is likely to pardon or commute sentences of the nearly 200 found guilty.
Essentially pardon his son for his convictions for felony gun charges as well as tax evasion. I mentioned in my previous video that it's no surprise to me that President Biden went against his word and decided to go ahead and pardon his son. I mentioned one of the reasons why is that's his son. Of course he's going to look out after his son. President Biden has had lost another kid before, years ago, and so of course, Hunter Biden is, not a perfect man, but I can understand, when you have the privilege and you have the opportunity, to do something to save your kid, if you're a father or a mother, you understand, you're gonna do whatever it takes, to protect and save your kid. I could understand it. And please don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing what he's done, but I can understand, if he was a murderer or something like that, killed somebody, took somebody's life, me and my morals and knowing the type of person I am, if I'm in that situation, I don't pardon my kid for anything like that. He or she's just gonna have to do their time. And whatever the judge or the jury hands down, I will let the law take precedence there. In this case, again, it's gun charges, it's tax evasion. It's not hurting anybody other than himself, and so I can understand again where President Biden would look to pardon his son, especially like I said with Trump, President elect Trump. Looking for any type of retribution they can get. And speaking of President-elect Trump, I just seen a headline where he called the Hunter Biden pardon a miscarriage of justice on the part of President Biden's part. And so I kind of chuckle at it because, again, I think if President Donald Trump is in that position and one of his sons are facing that backlash or that conviction, that he'd pardon his kids in a heartbeat, and so I wouldn't even be surprised if President Trump is pardoned from or all his convictions, however many of them, 31 convictions, are pardoned or dropped or what have you. Would that surprise you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments if that would come as a surprise to you. It wouldn't to me. And I've said this before, the game and the rules are different for everybody. We don't, unfortunately, it's not the same for everybody. And so we have to, play with the rules that are there and, the rules that are enforced, and we have to play within it. So, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same for you and I, but, so just understand that President Biden was in this position to help his son out, and that's what he's doing. He's doing the best for his son, what he thinks is right. And so at the end of the day, President Biden is the one who has to live with that decision. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comments. Let me know what you think about President Biden pardoning his son. Please like and subscribe to the page, to the channel. Share this video with somebody else. And I will see y'all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace. What you say?